First, I'd like to thank the NIQR team. It's quite forward thinking to bring the group together. What would you like to hear about? Would you like to hear about how to get out of trouble? Would you like to hear how bad the trouble is? Would you like to hear how further down the hole we might go? Would you like to hear about the future? What would you like to hear about? The purpose of the next hour is to have an interactive discussion to make sure the best of your views are taken into account, the best views of various people from the panel, from the banking sector, from the technology and analytics sector, from people deep in the automotive parts, whether it's an OEM, whether it's exporters, whether it's folks who do it just like you, sitting here, share their views. So the purpose is to have everybody else speak. And the scene is set. You are going from a $2 trillion economy to a $10 trillion economy. Because India is one of those few bright spots that is growing and growing well. So let's start with the simple thing. Are we in a crisis in this sector? Yes or no? Are we in a crisis?
I won't say it is a crisis. It's more of a perception. It's kind of a changing time. Maybe it's a time for us to move forward and invest ourselves for the future.
When we say crisis, we need to define what crisis is. Okay, okay. But certainly, from the commercial vehicle industry, I can say we are going through a difficult times for two reasons. One is because of the GST, which the government introduced last year. Second reason is the axle load increase. Suddenly there is without even one truck being sold extra, there is a capacity increase of 20%.
This is opportunity time for the future growth, because the graph is coming down, as the GDP is coming down from 8 to coming down, and 5. Maybe this quarter is still down, but there is nowhere to go down. So it's an opportunity time for us to prepare ourselves for the future.
I'd like to comment on that a crisis or not. So I can't say that it's a crisis, a demand compression. So the demand has fallen off, but interestingly, demand has not fallen off in all sectors. So, passenger cars, commercial vehicles, and certain other vehicle categories are hit hard. I'm talking purely from automotive. My experience is only automotive. But if you see, two-wheelers are not fallen that much.
There are three big trends that we see in the automobile industry which is affecting everybody across the globe. One is ride sharing, which is your Uber or Ola or its equivalent. The second one is autonomous vehicles, which is again picking up in some parts, and it's not yet a big mainstream thing, but it's picking up significantly. And the third is, of course, the electric vehicles.
In banking, people think that, again, they are going through tough times, whether it's a PSU banks, private banks, or NBFCs, or any other finance sector. But what we need to understand here is that in the last 2 decades, once the private sector banks came in and they started getting the share of market from the PSU sector, and today, as we speak, the private sector banks put together accounts for almost 30% of the total funding which the banking sector does to the entire country.
See, GST is completely a path-changing decision in the country. Today, MSMEs, I will tell you, have given the OEMs like Leyland, Lucas, whoever it is, a huge amount of cash flow. Because my excise duty and VAT, when we were in the excise regime, we were at 18%. Today we are paying you 28%. So we are giving you 10% more, and 70% of your input cost is from MSMEs like us. So in fact, your working capital has actually come down on our behalf. So these are some of the things. I mean, just a small.
The GST, okay. See, the GST is not because of the money, okay. The turnaround time of the truck, okay. Earlier, in the pre-GST era, okay, the truck from Delhi to Chennai, it takes about 12 days to cross all the tolls, all the RTOs, everything, okay. Today, it only takes 5 days and goes back in 5 days, okay. So that is cutting down the capacity, okay.
We have all gathered here for a very important discussion titled Economic Slowdown, Rethinking Our Finance. We all know that we are going through, we meaning industry, locally, regionally, nationally and internationally, are going through some challenging times. And this is widely acknowledged by the government, by the media and by the industry. So there is no two opinion about it. We have seen significant reforms in the last few years. Some people say that this slowdown is cyclical. Some others say this slowdown is structural. The rest of them say it is a combination of both. Let us hear the opinion of the panelists. I would like to request the panelists, while they make their analysis and suggestions, to focus on MSMEs, because that is the heart, soul and lifeblood of any economy.
Please be very conscious of your short-term cash, working capital, which is actually supposed to take care of your day-to-day requirements, going out to fund declared or undeclared losses, or to fund capital expenditure. These are the sort of times where we would need both the promoters or the businessmen and the lenders to come together and to ensure that the entities pass through this phase without much of a hiccup. And then it's a matter of time before you will see the cyclical upturn. And we will be able to everybody will be able to take advantage of it.
There is no doubt about the fact that the state of economy is worrying. And there is no second thought. Piece of advice for all the MSMEs who are operating is to look at the cash flow, which is the most important thing. To look at the being liquid at all the times, and also plan yourself that there may be challenging times ahead, which is much worse than what your current time is.
I think I would like to say that it is more of a turbulence today. It is a disruption which is happening, no doubt about it, but what we are in a turbulence. And I would like to address the real topic. You know, the first thing that we all should do in such a situation is to minimize your inventory. I think what lies at your end is sometimes, you know, the hard cash which lies at our end. So the basic thing that we all should do at this point in time is to minimize our inventories.
I would say normally these things keep happening. If you see the last 30, 40 years, you know, these kind of recessions keep coming in different forms and names. But for the government is to create an ecosystem, and every one of us who has come here from the MSME sector, the survival is in our hands. So rethinking our finance, first we have to look within ourselves. And one of the important points through my journey as an entrepreneur, I learned bottom line is not the most important thing. The most important thing is the positive cash flow.
There are a lot of schemes available. They are not aware and they have started. For example, for investment in 25 lakhs, Government of Tamil Nadu is giving up to 32 lakh subsidy. So no one aware of that. So first step, there is a 10 steps to become entrepreneur. First step, you have to do an innovative product. That is very important. For that, Government of Tamil Nadu, we have an innovation voucher program. So if you have an idea, if you want to develop as a product like robo or LED lamp, whatever it is, we will go up to 2 lakhs that you can make use of. And then for putting it in the market, there is a market survey. For that, we are giving up to 5 lakhs.
17 levies have been taken away, and instead of that, GST has come. That means huge, the compliance has been done away with, and instead, the digital compliances has been brought. And recently, and almost another maximum within 1 week or another 10 days, you have this Sabka Vishwas legacy dispute resolution scheme, which will come to a close, meaning all those disputes up to the 30th of June 2019 with respect to the old service tax regime, excise, all those they want to actually close, give as much relief. And even those who have not filed their tax returns, I repeat, those who have not filed their service tax returns, but credits are there in their bank account, the government says, whatever is the tax, please pay in this scheme, no interest, no penalty.
And one more important thing is, you have a daily P&L. And that is the system that we introduced. And that is automatically, okay, though it is not known or shown to every one of the employee, but it is shown. It is calculated and it is looked at, and where we wasted money, every day we are analyzing. That is what the MSMEs also have to do more than us.
Be calm. That means when downstage is there, just survive the business, and when the uptrend is there, please go with the flow. So at the same time, when downtrend is there, be survive. That means at least see that your accounts are not going to NPA. Because once it gone to NPA, when you come back again, when your business is normal, so banks will not support again, because there is something called CIBIL. So I request you to keep that in mind.
How OEMs are supporting the MSMEs as far as the quality is concerned. OEMs have gone out of the way to go to the MSMEs, that is their vendors' premises, sit there, educate them, and handhold them, and bring up their quality levels. Of course, they want better products, so they are doing. That is what a majority of you will be thinking. But they are doing. Probably the time has come where they have to go and handhold and ensure that they are financially viable.